You want me to put that on my Tudor?
This one's wife. You are a betrayer. There is an idea of a Patrick Bateman, some kind of abstraction, but there is no real me, only an entity, something illusory. And though I can hide my cold gaze, and you can shake my hand and feel flesh gripping yours, and maybe you can even sense our lifestyles are probably comparable, I simply am not there. Some of you will recognize that as a quote uttered by Patrick Bateman in the film American Psycho, and Patrick Bateman was memorably played by the brilliant actor Christian Bale, a British actor who has a list of superlative performances and has received notable and appropriate critical acclaim. He's appeared in Little Women. He's appeared in Terminator. He lost a huge amount of weight to play Trevor Resnick in The Machinist, and then he bulked up again for Batman Begins. He's also, of course, been in The Dark Knight. He was in The Prestige. He's appeared in The Pale Blue Eye. I heartily recommend that you watch that. He had a bit of a meltdown in Terminator Salvation when somebody walked across set whilst they were filming. He's been in The Fighter, and he appeared in Public Enemies. Many of the films that he's appeared in have received critical acclaim. And you might be wondering, so what's Christian Bale got to do with this one's wife? Well, Christian Bale is the stepson of activist Gloria Steinem. Actor Christian Bale, stepson of renowned activist Gloria Steinem, has come forward to expose this one's wife for her deceitful actions. Bale accused this one's wife of exploiting his stepmother and then severing all ties with her. Pausing there. Hardly surprising, since it's the behaviour of a narcissist to utilise that individual, whereby this one's wife has done so in order to acquire character traits from Gloria Steinem and bolt her on as part of the facade to say, hey look, I'm a feminist too. We all know that this one's wife isn't a feminist. She doesn't know the meaning of the word. She just likes to play pretend at it in order to make herself look good. The revelation from Bale sheds light on this one's wife's pattern of manipulating and discarding individuals for personal gain. Now, more accurately, what she tends to do with non-intimate secondary sources, of whom Gloria Steinem is one, she takes them off the shelf, uses them, pops them back on the shelf, takes them off the shelf, uses them, puts them back on the shelf. Though in some instances, and this has been notable with regard to childhood friends and her family, she does disengage. Most narcissists don't disengage from secondary sources, they just keep using them in the shelf dynamic. And there can be a long time in between the occasions they take them off the shelf. But with this one's wife, we know that she has cut people off, that she has put them to one side and disengaged from them because she's made it impossible for them to get in touch with her. And this has largely been done, as I've explained previously, because she moves through different strata. And those people seriously have no more use for her or are no more use to her, and there is the possibility that they could be problematic for her. It appears that this one's wife researched Steinem before approaching her in 2020, falsely presenting herself as a lifelong admirer of the feminist icon. Flattery, revision of history. It's a little bit similar to the way the narcissist comes along and says, I love you, and they always have. They haven't. They're just saying that to make you feel special. However, it was evident that this one's wife had little knowledge of Steinem until she conducted a quick Google search on prominent American female activists. This then allowed her to establish a connection with Steinem, who has no immediate family and is vulnerable to such behaviours. Over the years, this one's wife maintained regular visits, Hoovers, with Gloria Steinem, even going as far as referring to her as Mummy. However, since receiving the Women of Vision award, this one's wife abruptly cut off all contact with Gloria Steinem, apparently leaving her heartbroken. Christian Bale expressed his disappointment, stating, "She abandoned my mother and no longer visits her like before. What a snake in the grass this one's wife is." This recent incident adds to a growing list of examples that demonstrate this one's wife's apparent disdain for elderly individuals. She publicly criticised the British monarchy, led by Queen Elizabeth II. She also distanced herself from her own father, who is in his 70s. It's evident, this report states, that this one's wife is an opportunist, as her actions consistently reveal a pattern of exploiting vulnerable individuals. Additionally, her choice of targets is worth noting. Gloria Steinem, a prominent figure in the feminist movement for decades, is someone who people would seek out for guidance and inspiration. This one's wife's claim in a Vogue article that she ran Steinem only highlights her lack of credibility and true understanding of feminism. A genuine feminist does not resort to bullying or manipulation to achieve their goals. Furthermore, this one's wife's behaviour becomes increasingly unsettling when she gazes into the camera while holding Steinem's hand. The Sussex may praise their supposed kindness towards the elderly, but they fail to recognise the bigger picture. This one's wife's actions demonstrate a lack of empathy and a disregard for others' well-being. Bale's revelations regarding this one's wife's exploitative behaviour and subsequent abandonment of Gloria Steinem sheds light on her manipulative nature. Now, this comes from a report in something called History Archive, and talks about, a little while ago, how Bale called out the behaviour of this one's wife in relation to Gloria Steinem. He has identified that her behaviour was inappropriate, and once again, another individual showing how this one's wife cozies up to somebody, gets what she wants from them, and once they serve no more of a purpose, that she abruptly has nothing more to do with them. She either pops them back on the shelf or in some instances disengages from them. This is entirely commensurate with the behaviour of a narcissist, and is no surprise that Harry's wife, this one's wife, has behaved in such a way. Christian Bale has called it out, identifying her manipulative and betraying manners, and, to all of you, it's simply no surprise that the narcissist that is this one's wife behaves in this manner. I'm H.G. Tudor. Thank you for listening.